A couple of years ago in 2020, we closed on this house and we had a plan to pay off our mortgage in 10 years. We did get a 30-year mortgage. You never know what can happen in life. After the first year, we paid off $50,000. And so we changed our goals a little bit. We changed gears and I said, hey, if we do this much in 2022, we'd be on track to pay it off in 5 years instead of 10. Every month of 2022, we have paid $5,000 to our mortgage every month. That is including our minimum payment. If you haven't already seen our house video, we went into a whole lot of detail of everything with building our house in that video. I'll have that link down below. But so far in 2020, we have exceeded that goal. And also on any 3-paycheck month, we paid an additional $1,000 to our mortgage. Now, in December of 2022, we have paid off over $100,000. We have $152,299 left on our mortgage balance. We are so excited!
It's so satisfying every month seeing that balance decrease, or every paycheck just paying some more to the principal. And whenever you do pay extra on the mortgage, you have to make sure that you're paying it only to the principal, because you have principal and interest. But when you pay specifically to the principal, that brings the mortgage balance down, because the interest is what you owe the bank. And if you watched our previous video, you know how we opted to opt out of escrow. We control how we pay our taxes, property taxes, and homeowners insurance. A lot of mortgages are tied up with that as into one payment. So you have your principal, your interest, your homeowners insurance, and your property taxes all into one payment. And for some people that can go up or down depending on the month or the year or whatever. But we decided to just opt out of that completely. And it's been so peaceful doing that. It's simple knowing our specific payment will never change. It'll be the same for the life of this mortgage. And it's just easier for us to budget and balance things out.
If you don't already know, we built this house. A lot of people complain that their payment on their mortgage changes by hundreds of dollars because when you first build a house, you're only getting taxed on the land. And then the following year, after they have made all the updates, you're getting taxed on your entire house being built. So that can change your payment amount. The first year, our taxes that we paid was only about $800. Second year, it was much, much more because obviously we're not just getting taxed on the land. That's why I wanted us to be in control of paying our own taxes and insurance because we don't want any surprises. We put our money aside each month into a savings account to pay for our taxes whenever that tax bill comes. Our mortgage will be the same for the life of our loan. We don't have to worry about that going up or down. Insurance and taxes, we'll take care of that separately. Going back to how much we pay each month to our mortgage, we budget every month for any expenses that we have, and then we put the money aside between typically either the first paycheck or both, the first and second, splitting up how much our monthly costs are for bills and things like that. Any money that we have left over, we put towards our mortgage. Our minimum payment is $1,070 in this house. We always round up to the nearest hundred, so about $1,100. And then when we're paying bills and paying our minimum payment, we will add on an additional $1,200 at that time. And then whenever we get paid again later in the month, we send $2,700. So $1,100 with $1,200 comes to $2,300. And then the second part of the month, when we get paid again, additional $2,700 is how we get $5,000 a month paid every time. How are we able to do this? We're not rich, period. We are normal people. We paid off all of our debt first before getting into this house because we wanted to make sure that we were not overextended. So after that and saving up a lot of money for our down payment, we saved 20%, but it didn't happen overnight. We did it for a year and a half is how long we saved. And then after that, we were ready to buy this house, and the mortgage amount that we took out, how much we were loaned, it was very ideal for us. About $254,000 is how much we ended up taking out in mortgage. So it's seems like a lot when you think about it, but thinking about how much we paid to our debt every month previously it's very doable for us. And then now that we're paying on a mortgage, eventually, very soon, this house will be ours. Our plan is to be 100% debt free. We are 2 years into our 5-year total plan to pay off our house. We're a double income family. We both work. I have been working from home since the pandemic started, and Dennis is a LPN, licensed practical nurse.
So a lot of nurses that work in a skilled nursing setting, like myself, they usually work 3 12-hour shifts a week. So a lot of people can either do overtime or have another job where they can have extra shifts. So I actually have 2 jobs. So the second job is more of an as needed basis. So I'll typically do that once or twice a month, or more as needed. Like when we were saving up for our down payment, I was doing that twice a week. So it just shows you it's really flexible and just an extra way to get some more income for me.
And myself, the company that I work for, they have had overtime as an opportunity for a very long time, maybe over a year now. So in the year of 2022, I have taken advantage of it. I've taken advantage of it a lot. At the beginning of the year, I was doing a lot more than I am now. I've been trying to just tone it down a little bit. In the beginning of the year, I would work 25 to 30 hours bi-weekly of overtime. Now I've toned it down a little bit, I've toned it down, but it's actually still a lot for some people. Now bi-weekly, I work 20 hours of overtime. Now, as we got into the holidays, I've been kind of doing a little bit less. My goal really in 2023, and Dennis probably doesn't believe me because it's been so hard for me to stop doing overtime. Of course, I like having the extra money, and it's hard to let go of that. So that's one reason really why we've been able to pay so much on our mortgage, is because so much overtime and all that. So yes, my goal in 2023, I definitely want to do less. I've been doing about 20 hours of overtime bi-weekly. I'll say in 2023, I want to make it more like 10 or maybe even less. I just want to do more things at home, which I am at home, work from home, but not working. There's so many things around this house that could be done, hanging out with the kids. So that's really my goal when it comes to overtime in 2023. Even though we still have strong goals for next year, I still know that we can do it. Right now, with our mortgage balance being $152,000, we still have a couple more paychecks this year. It's a 3 paycheck month. So I expect that to get a little bit, at least under 150 this month, and entering 2023 in the high 140s. Our goal for 2023 by the end of the year is to be in the 5 figures and to be under 100,000. And ultimately our goal to be completely debt free is 2025.
So it's important to have an end goal in mind. So our ultimate end goal is just to be debt free. So all this overtime and working extra shifts, it's hard now, but it's definitely worth it in the end. And yes, we're going to cut back some next year in 2023, but we still have our end goal in mind. So we do have this mortgage now, and we are grateful for it. We wouldn't have been able to build this house without it. But getting the mortgage has shown us that we really don't want to ever get one again. There's just so much stress and hoops you have to jump through when you're applying for one. Your credit has to be a certain amount. You can't have a certain amount of debt already. You have to send them documents from your job, pay stubs, tax returns. All these kind of things add up, and it just stresses you out. So it's definitely fueled our desire to get rid of the mortgage and never get one again, because it's just so stress-free knowing that you own it outright and clear. No one can take it from you. And that's just such a positive.
Yeah, when we were applying for this mortgage, there was a lot of hoops we had to jump through. It's like Dennis said, it's stressful. Yes, we're very thankful to have this house. We're thankful to have been able to get a mortgage, but it's not something that we want to do again. I don't want to jump through anybody's hoops in order for them to lend me money. Ultimately, we don't know if this is our forever home, but as far as using the equity in this home to get another one, that's something that we're open to doing. We just don't want to borrow money again in order to do it. We want it to have something free and clear.
So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. We'll link the video to our giveaway for Vlogmas down below, so be sure to check that out. And we'll see you in our next video.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.